Here I have generated 20 random lineups. These don't reflect any of my personal preferences here for week one. So if you're watching it before the start of week one, don't try to take too much from this. We're just using this as an example of everything that you can learn about your lineups after you build them with the optimizer. So the first thing you can do is you can sort them by total ownership or projected points. We also have this very handy table here telling you how many players in each lineup are under 10%, 5%, and 2.5%, so that you can immediately identify some of your more contrarian lineups, like this one that has 5 players under 10% and 2 under 5%, or this one that has 4 under 10%, 3 under 5%, and 2 under 2.5%, 5, 2, and 2, 6, and 1. So you can immediately see which of your lineups are the chalkiest and the most contrarian. But if we really want to analyze what we have just built, we want to use this exposures tab here. This exposures tab will give you an immediately just highlight the guys that you're most overweight on and most underweight on. It will also, you can come down here for the full player breakdown, showing the leverage for every single player. You can sort this by position, take a look that way, whatever you want to do. And on the right-hand side, we have this beautiful stacks breakdown telling you exactly what quarterbacks and what skill position players are used in what number of lineups. So since we only generated 20 here, we only have one combination, Cousins to Kyle Pitts, that appears multiple times. Although you'd also see, Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk appear here alongside of Brian Thomas, and they show up just on their own. So you can figure out all of this very quickly with the stacks breakdown. And then finally, a lineup comparison. This lineup comparison takes a look at the overall kind of trends that you're using, the game stacks, the roster construction types that you're using, and comparing those to winning trends in the past. So this top 5 finish is a really valuable column. What this says is on slates with similar sizes, similar number of teams on the slate, but also similar, game totals and things of that nature. This slate's going to be very different than a winter slate where we've got 4 games playing in windy, snowy conditions. So identifying similar slates and pointing to winning trends. So this 55.26% number means among similar slates, the top 5 finishing lineups in all of those slates, 55.26% of them have included a game stack. And you compare that to only 34% of losing lineups included a game stack. Only 32.8% of cashing lineups included a game stack. So very clearly, that is a really strong strategy to use in this type of slate. And guess what? We've got 65% of them. You could also go down and look, okay, game stack with 2 flex and 1 opposing flex. This, again, has been a really, really strong strategy in the past, 26% in the top 5 and only 16% in losing lineups, 15.6%, but you only have 20%. So maybe you look at this and say, okay, I want to go back in and I'm going to raise the amount of game stack and double stack percentages that I'm asking for to help get this number up, maybe closer to 30 or 35%, something like that. And then you can also see down here, top 5 finishers have also included at least 2 players under 5%, a lot of the time, over 80%, and yet only 58% in losing lineups, only 52% in cashing lineups. So again, maybe you'd go back in and you'd say, okay, maybe I want an even higher percentage of my lineups to include at least 2 under 5%. So you can go in, just take a look at this lineup comparison. You don't have to make any changes based on this. What this might be telling you is, you know what? Yeah, in the past, we have a lot of successful game stack with 2 flex and 1 opposing flex, but on this slate, we don't have as many we like because we don't have as many double stacks this week because there are so many rushing quarterbacks in great position. So you've got the game stack aspect. Maybe you're a little bit lower on the double stack, but that's okay. So you don't need to go make changes. You just want to always think it through, and this page gives you all the tools you need to actually go and do that. And then the final thing that I will bring to your attention, if you wanted to make changes, you don't have to load these in to DraftKings or FanDuel and make changes there. You can also use this edit button on the right-hand side that will let you edit and save the lineups right in here.